stop right there and just wait a minute, and I'll tell you all about how I made this 1/18 scale traffic light. And if you like this kind of content, please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hey everybody, it's Adrian from Zanzas Toys with another bit of 1/18 scale fun. So in this video, it's a traffic light. And what's cool about it is that if you turn this knob up here, it'll go from red to yellow to green. So I had been kicking around, this idea had been kicking around in my head for a while, and I finally got around to making it. And I'm really happy with how it came out. It went together pretty quickly. I did it in FreeCAD, as always. Started with some reference images of traffic lights, and kind of combined that with sort of like how I knew this needed to work to accommodate a full cylinder in the body. So it's definitely deeper than a real traffic light would be, but that's what you have to do sometimes to accommodate a mechanism, right? So I've also made it so that you can construct this in two different ways, either to mount from the bottom or from the top. So we'll see that in a second when we get to the assembly. I haven't yet made anything to mount this onto, but that's because I have a couple other things in mind. So this is going to be part of my upcoming Kickstarter for a modular playset system for 1/18 scale action figures. And there's definitely a number of things that you might see on a pole in a city, right? So traffic lights for sure, pedestrian walk lights, street signs. So I'm going to make a few more of those and then kind of work on it as a complete set of things that'll probably be a stretch goal. So more to come in the future for where this actually mounts onto, but for now, just know that I'm making it so that this can either be kind of mounted like this on a pole coming up from the sidewalk, say, or hanging from an overhead pole. So with that, let's look at how this goes together. So we have the housing, this part. We have the front of the traffic light. We have the central column, which is what is going to simulate the lights. And then we have a tiny little knob. Get that to, if it'll focus. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so the very first thing you want to do is affix the sticker. So what sticker? Well, this sticker. So I designed a sticker in Inkscape that has it's the circumference of that cylinder we just saw, and it divided into 3 columns and 3 rows, and has green, black, 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 yellow, black, and black, black, red. So once we get this on the column, turning it will produce the effect of simulating a traffic light. So the very first thing I'm going to do is cut one of these stickers out. So let's do that real quick. So I printed this on sticker paper, which I definitely recommend. This kind of stuff, it's well worth the investment. I think I paid about $35 for 100 sheets of glossy sticker paper, which is great. So I'm going to cut a little bit inside these lines. If you look really close, you'll notice that the red rectangle is a little bit wider. And that's because this is designed so that this side goes on first, and then you wrap it all the way around, and then this will cover part of this, just to get a good seal. Now, there is a decision you have to make here. So if we look at this, how these two parts go together, they can actually be attached in 2 different ways. They can either go like this, which will give you the part to mount it at the bottom, or you can put it like this, with the part to mount it at the top. And while I haven't made any of the mounting hardware yet, I'm planning on making it so that this can both be mounted sort of like this on a pole coming up from the sidewalk, or mounted like this, hanging from an overhead pole. And either way it'll work. But the key thing that you have to do is the red should go on the top. So if we look at this again, what's going to happen here in a minute is we're going to put this column in and snap it in. And this part is going to go through this hole. So if we want to mount it from the bottom, let's say, if we want to mount it from the bottom, so it's oriented like this, that means that we want red to be up here. If we want to mount it, hang it from above, that means the column needs to go the other way, so red needs to be up here. So I'm going to do it like this, with the mounting part at the bottom. So I'll just keep that in mind. So first thing I'm going to do is get this sticker peeled. There we go. And like I said, I want the red at the top for this. So I'm going to align it carefully. And I'm just going to roll it around. And now, if we look at this, we'll see that it can go from red to yellow to green. So now that's pretty much it. So all that's left is I'm going to snap this in. So I'm going to put the peg through the hole and just snap it. Should go in with just a little bit of force. I should be able to turn that with my finger. And now we want the knob to go here. And I'll snap this on. Like so. So now we have yellow, green, and red. I got pretty lucky with this. The knob snapped on pretty nice. But you might want to add a little super glue. If you do add super glue here, make sure you really work this and spin it around as that super glue sets. Similarly, you might want some super glue here to keep the front panel on, but you might not need it. Yeah, so that's about it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to know more about the upcoming Kickstarter and my modular playset system, please be sure to subscribe for updates. And if there's something you'd like to see me work on for 1/18 scale figures in an urban setting or otherwise, definitely let me know. So the system I'm working on is, I have a lot of ideas for it. I'm starting with kind of an urban brick building and things that go along with that. The kind of thing that would be really useful for like a superhero diorama, but that's definitely not where I want to end. I've got a lot of things coming. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more content, please do like, comment, share, subscribe. All of that really helps, and it's greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.